Hey, Daniel.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh my.
That's an in-joke.
Oh no. Well, that's not. Not Sonic isn't an in-joke.
Yeah, but our subscribers came to... Well, the 16 people that I think have subscribed to us by accident have come to listen to us talk about Blade Runner.
Autism.
Yeah, autism. Yeah, well...
Blade Runner?
No, that's Blade Runner 2049. That's got the autism in it. Oh, wait, no, we haven't seen that yet.
Dun dun dun!
We went to go and see Blade Runner in the cinema because you didn't see it. You haven't saw it.
I have never seen the Blade Runner.
I was going to say, before we went to go and see Blade Runner, I was asking you, like, so you don't know anything about this film. Like,
No,
what do you think it's about, like, just by the title alone?
I just assume it's what, a guy with scissors or something. He's running around with knives and shit.
Well, it's called Blade Runner. You think he'd be, like, running with blades.
Yeah, it sounds cool. Like he'd be doing something like that.
That's why they just called him the Blade Runner. It's like, who cares? It sounds cool. It's a better title than Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. Like, the fuck is that?
That sounds good.
Blade Runner sounds cooler, though. You're running with blades. You're the Blade Runner.
Like
even though you use a
like
gun.
rollerblades?
Oh, yeah.
Rollerblades weren't invented then.
Yeah, apparently, this movie takes place in 2019, and apparently...
Rollerblades were invented by then.
When were rollerblades invented?
I don't know, like the 90s? Because roller skates were around in the...
Oh, yeah.
In like the
they
80s
had four
and
wheels,
shit,
yeah.
When it became rollerblading.
Radical. Extreme. Guitar riff.
360 skateboard.
Dan is drinking a Jack Daniels and Coke Zero mixed with Coke Classic Vanilla in a skull goblet.
Yes, made out of plastic.
It smells like weed.
Maybe it's the cup.
We got it from Poundland, probably.
Yeah.
Someone that works there just has weed smell in the
Probably
face.
should have washed it before I drank out of it.
Oh, you're gonna get high and drunk.
Oh shit, no, I'm gonna get AIDS syndrome. My two least favorite things. AIDS. And cold fish.
Cold fish.
So, Dan, this is your first time watching Blade Runner. I saw it 5 years ago, and I couldn't really remember it. What did you think of Blade Runner, the final cut?
Well, to be honest with you, I thought it was really long and boring, and I hated every minute of it.
So do I. People are going to dislike, oh, you don't like Blade Runner? Because the thumbnail is something like Blade Runner's boring and dumb. You don't like this film. I think it's a good film that I don't like. I'm not going to say, oh, I don't like it, it's a bad movie. I can distance liking it and it being a good film. I've seen good movies I don't like. I've seen bad movies that I like. This is a movie that has a lot of good elements to it, but you are correct. It is incredibly long and boring and confusing and dumb.
It's dull. I don't even think it's confusing. I think this is boring.
Yeah.
I think
The new one's confusing. Oh, we haven't...
Spoilers for the future. The time that hasn't happened yet, jeez.
The theatrical cut's the best version of the film.
It is?
got a
What
great
was the
narration.
theatrical cut?
Hmm?
What's the theatrical cut?
Well, basically, the studio didn't like that there was lots of scenes of nothing, so they decided...
Yeah, the movie's just like... It's got so many just shots of just like the skyscape, and it's like, yeah, it looks neat and all, but like it takes too long. It feels like there should be something else there.
That's something about the film that I would say it might be one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. Like, in terms of practical effects, they are just absolutely fantastic in this. Like, that establishing shot, the film opens, you get a little text scroll, and then you just see this giant building and this massive city and these ships flying, and you're like, whoa, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it looks like the Star Wars prequels.
No, it looks better. Yeah. Because it's practical. It's all miniatures and it's all shot really well, and there's like explosions in the background. And I had the same experience watching it the second time as I did when I first watched it like 5 years ago.
What, you fell asleep?
Yeah. I tried to fall asleep, but the music's too loud. Wild saxophone.
That's true, it is pretty fucking loud.
But it's like it opens, like the first act's all really solid. But the second act's like so much just wandering around and talking, and not even talking. There's a whole bunch of scenes of just like Harrison Ford staring at things and not doing anything.
The movie doesn't even really have like a solid structure.
No.
It just kind of goes.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's supposed to be a film noir set in this like sci-fi future with robots that aren't robots, but The theatrical cut added narration by Harrison Ford to the dismay of Ridley Scott and Harrison Ford.
So, but to give it an actual film noir like vibe and tone.
Yeah, you would think that would fit the film.
Yeah.
But the problem with what happened was that Harrison Ford didn't like the idea of narrating, so he put like the worst possible effort that he could into it, and he deliberately made it sound terrible. And he was hoping they wouldn't use it, but they did. And obviously, when Ridley Scott did the director's cut, he took that out, and then he added a unicorn in the final cut and reshot some scenes and stuff. And I don't know, both versions are bad. But personally, I like the theatrical cut version because the scenes of long, boring nothing are now filled with him talking about stuff, so at least something's happening.
Yeah, that sounds much better for someone like me who hated the movie.
Yeah.
Cold fish.
I hate half of it. I don't hate all of it. I think there's good parts there.
Did you like the bit with the little robots?
Yeah, it's weird.
Really weird.
I forgot about it and watching it again. I was like, oh yeah, midget robots.
This is one with a ball gag. He's just sitting in a chair.
That's fucking weird. He's just sitting there and he's drooling. He's got this ball gag and it's like, wait, what the fuck is wrong with you? What was his name?
I can't remember.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah. But he was like, it's like, oh, I don't have any friends, so I make toys. It's like, why did you make them like weird sexual slaves, like robot sex midget slaves?
Hey, what else are you gonna find lying around in an abandoned building that he lives in alone?
That's
except
true.
for his
gotta
robots.
make it weird and sci-fi.
Yeah.
In 2 years, people will have weird midget sex robots.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. In 2 years, we're gonna have realistic sex dolls, but we're also gonna downgrade to CRT monitors. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah. Can't wait.
I love CRTs. That's how I play my light gun games.
Yeah.
My CRT's actually broken right now, so I need to get a new one.
Do you have a CRT?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What, like an old TV?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
But it's broken right now, and I have to get a new TV.
Oh, that sucks.
And I don't know. I feel like I should just go to the dump and just beg them if hey, can I just take an old CRT?
Broken.
Well, yeah, but some of them might work. I can just take them and then be like, hey, this one works, I'll take it.
You'd probably get a cheap one on eBay. Or you could just wait 2 years until we all downgrade to them. Like,
oh, yeah, shit. I just got to wait until 2019.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's going to be good.
Harrison Ford is going to de-age and be a completely different person. There's going to be robots.
Oh, I'm like replicants. What is a replicant? It sounds like they're robots, but then they're not. They're just people.
I think they're like clones that they assemble.
Yeah.
It makes it seem like they're robots, but they're kind of just like artificial humans.
Yeah, there's some weird guy who's talking about the art of making eyeballs.
Yeah, some guy's like, I made your eyeballs. And he's like, oh.
Also, the introduction of the villain, beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is what I mean. I love half of this movie, right?
Not half.
Yeah, half. Like the first act.
8%.
No, well, for you, 8%, but for me, it's about half. It's like the first act is great. It sets everything up really well. As you said, the villain setup's really good. The music's amazing. The visuals are great. The acting's kind of fine. The dialogue's fine. It's better if you watch the theatrical version because this line.
In history books, he's the kind of cop used to call black men niggers.
The nigger line.
The nigger line?
Yeah.
Is it nigger line?
You know the nigger line.
What's the nigger line? I don't know the nigger line. I have not seen... I've just seen the final cut.
There's a scene where Harrison Ford goes into the guy's office and he's like, he's the type of guy that would call a black man a nigger.
Oh.
That's great.
Oh, that sounds racist.
What, are you talking about our podcast?
That doesn't sound humorous at all. What? I love niggers. I go up to them every day and I say, hello, you're but I understand that that's just the way you were born.
I gotta cut that out. Censor that. That's too racist.
Oh.
That's unjustified racism. We had a conversation about this. Like, we have an excuse to be racist in this episode. Let's try and keep it modest.
Well, not in this episode, in the next episode. The one where I've researched.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what we're doing here. I'm leaving all this in.
I'm going to Blade Runner. We're pretending that we haven't seen Blade Runner because you thought it would be better to do it as two separate things instead of just doing one where we talk about both movies.
That'd be boring. I got a lot to say about Blade Runner. As I was saying, the first act is great. The second act is long and boring and dumb, and it takes forever, and the acting's horrible because Harrison Ford just doesn't care.
Niggers.
The third act is amazing. The music's great. That whole scene with Rutger Hauer like running around in an abandoned building in his pants making wolf noises is incredible. His ad-libbed, or the line that he came up at the end where he's talking about tears in the rain, fucking fantastic. The ending itself is fine. The problem is the main character is the worst part of the film.
Yeah, he's just like really boring and...
Zoom in. Enhance.
Oh, yeah, that
I'm just gonna get drunk in my apartment by myself and not say anything.
That beautiful sequence where he just tells the TV to like zoom in.
That whole scene, it pisses me off so much because I forgot about it because it's like, as I said, I saw it 5 years ago. And my mate kept saying, "Oh, watch Blade Runner, you'll love Blade Runner." I was like, "Okay, fuck, I'll watch it." I remember I watched it stoned, and then it ended. And I was like, "That was fine." Whatever, I'll never watch that again. I didn't remember. All I remembered was the ending bit where he's running around in his pants. Watching it again, I had the same exact experience as I had the first time. Where it's like the first act, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is really beautiful. Oh, this is really cool. This is really interesting."
Enhance 224 to 176.
Zoom in, enhance. You and me are just like falling asleep.
Yeah.
And then the third act happened. I was like, "Oh yeah, I like this film." So it's like it's 50-50 for me. Where it's like Harrison Ford's performance is horrible. The way they handle his character is dumb. And then Rutger Hauer's Roy Batty is amazing.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
In like 2 scenes.
Yeah, but he's got like 5 scenes, and every scene he is in is incredible. Like every scene he's in is the best part of the film, which has me kind of worried about the new film because it's like they're like, "Oh, Harrison Ford's back," and I'm like, very fugitive. I don't care. It's like I want to see Roy Batty come back. I want to see Rutger Hauer raised from the dead. Is he dead? I don't know.
I don't follow people.
I'll look it up and I'll post whether or not he died.
He's still alive.
But I don't know. If he is alive, he will be old. But it's sad because it's like I want to see him back because he's the best part of that film. There's the whole concept of like he's a robot, but he just wants more life. He's very sympathetic.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
It's just his whole motivation is he wants to live. He's like, I've seen shit that no one should have to see.
And those are like tears in the shower or something.
This is like...
And then Harrison Ford's like, I think in his final moments.
Maybe in those last moments he loved niggers more than he ever had before.
Really? In the director's cut, does he just talk over that whole scene?
It ruins the whole scene. All the stuff at the beginning is hilarious and it makes sense. If they'd spent the time to write good dialogue for the narration, if Harrison Ford had put in a good performance, the movie would have been better if they added the narration and it was to good quality. Not at the end though. Not in that moment where Dickard is like he's got to think about what just happened.
He's got a monologue. He's got a
No.
soliloquize.
He's got to contemplate what just happened. He was trying to kill this guy, but in the last moments of his life, he decided to save him. But he's got to go like, oh, I think in the final moments of his life, he'd really learned the value of life. Any life. My life.
He really learned
the
what
weird
it
ball
was to
gag
be
midget's
human.
life. Yeah, or something like that. And it's like...
Ball gag midget life.
Yeah. I like the themes in the film. Like, I like the theme of, like, Deckard's a dick. And then there's these robots who are also dicks, but it's through these weird non-human cyborg robot clone things that he learns the true essence of humanity. It's a good concept. It's probably just stolen from Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. I know they changed some of it, but it's like, I don't know. It's a mess. People overhype this film.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, like we had a lecturer back at college.
Oh, yeah. Daniel.
Who genuinely said this was his favourite film of all time.
Me and Dan took the same class at college, but we did it different years, so I did it the year before him. I don't ever remember Daniel talking about Blade Runner once. So.
Whereas with my class, he talked about it like quite a lot.
Really?
But he was with us for like 2 weeks before he went to a new job. So he just didn't give a shit. He just wanted to watch Blade Runner instead of do work. At one point, he was just doing like he has his own like graphic design company. And so he was just doing work for that instead of teaching us anything. He was literally just like, here's a tutorial, do that.
He did that when he was teaching us, and he was there the whole year. Like, he didn't give a shit. We'd go up to him like, Daniel, we really need help. We're trying to do this thing.
Find a Malaysian child's YouTube tutorial.
That's what he did. He was like, hold on. He's like, here's a good YouTube link. I was like, oh, thanks. I was like, I really needed to come to college to do this. I could have done this at home where I have better internet. That's not true.
Yeah, no. You got shit internet.
Yeah.
I tried.
Shit internet.
Yeah. I tried to watch some fire Instagram stories and they wouldn't load.
That's it. That's a good thing because Instagram's the worst.
Well, Instagram's great.
Follow us on our Instagram that I think we have. Dan set it up.
Oh yeah, I haven't fixed it with all the new stuff. Yeah.
Who cares? All our stuff is terrible.
Yeah.
So Dan, you said you only like 8% of the film. Why is it you hate it so much?
It's long, it's boring, I don't care about anything that's going on.
You gotta admit there's good elements in it.
There's there's a shirtless man who's like, he
howls.
runs around.
He smashes his head through a wall.
I like him.
Yeah, he's good.
I like that bit.
Yeah.
I don't like anything else. Like, I don't care for the aesthetic, the music,
The music's great. Fuck you, the music's great.
I'd ra-
Oh!
Oh yeah, so when we saw the movie, you kept asking me if I understood the thing.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, did you understand it? You're like, yeah. But then you never mentioned the twist, the big twist.
Was there a what twist?
I think it's supposed to be a twist.
So the whole Deckard is a replicant thing.
The dumbest part of the film. It wasn't in the theatrical version at all.
Yeah, so they have the love interest mentioned.
Can we talk about that briefly? What do you think of her?
Tell me that you're my love interest.
Oh yeah, the great scene where Harrison Ford forces her to make consent.
Hey, forced consent is still consent.
That's true.
And therefore it's not rape.
All you gotta do is keep banging a door in front of them and pushing them up against the wall until they say, fuck me.
Hey, say I can enter your vagina. Hey, can I fuck you? No.
Doesn't matter, you're a robot.
No. Tell me I can fuck you.
I don't rape without consent. That's a classy rapist right there.
Yeah, that's true.
That whole scene's awkward, and they're playing like this. Okay.
Yeah, they're playing like Casablanca ass music.
No, they're playing like jazz saxophone music. It's like ding, ding. I can't remember. It's like
I don't know.
It's so inappropriate.
I don't know. It was like 5 hours ago because the movie's so fucking long.
It feels so long, but yeah, that whole scene is awkward as fuck. And their entire relationship is awkward as fuck because it constantly seems like Harrison Ford wants to hit her.
Yeah, it does.
It seems like he's angry towards her. Do you know why that is?
Because Harrison Ford was I don't know,
An asshole.
Yeah.
He probably was drunk. It was probably real alcohol he was drinking on set.
Probably.
Because the character of Deckard is just a cunt. He's just drinking all the time. He just wants to eat his noodles in peace. And then a Chinese man comes and tells him he has to go back to work and hunt down those not robots.
Yeah, like, I was kind of like, okay, that's cool. They just do like this kind of, hey, here's all the boss fights. Go deal with these guys. I like
that's
that.
actually, come to think of it, yeah, it is just boss fights, isn't it? There isn't any other action in the film.
Yeah,
It's just he takes down some cyborg men.
Who aren't cyborgs.
Yeah.
Who are just...
Also, Deckard sucks at it. Like, oh yeah, that's one of the things. The replicants, they're big and strong, and they'll just throw you around and break through metal and shit because they're stronger than us. Even though they have like human bodies, they're stronger.
Yeah, that's the thing that confused me. That's why I kept thinking, are they robots?
Yeah.
But okay, no, they're not.
Yeah, they're just humans with more strength.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
then
make any sense.
But then there's one of them that gets killed, and she starts like shaking around, and it's like,
Oh yeah, she starts freaking out.
like, is that like? Why is she doing that? I get that she's like a fuck robot,
Yeah.
but like she's not a robot.
It's just having a seizure.
Yeah, but
I like that. I thought that was cool because it's like, you know, when you step on a spider but you don't quite kill it, and it's like, and it's freaking out, and its legs are falling off.
yeah, and when it's a fuck spider and it starts humping like crazy,
Oh, that's a horrible image. I don't want that.
fuck spider.
No.
Yeah, remember, a fuck spider
No.
will eat you after you impregnate it.
Fuck you. Don't talk about fuck spiders.
Yeah.
But
If you could fuck a fuck spider, but you get eaten afterwards.
no, I wouldn't
but
want to
it's
fuck a
the-
spider
but
ever.
It's the best sex of your life.
No, I don't like sex.
Well,
It's boring.
Sex is for home.
For homeless.
Yeah, for the homeless. Like that homeless sex robot that...
Yeah.
Like, was she targeting that
Yeah.
guy? Like,
Yeah, no, that was all part. It was they were trying to get to Tyrell,
Oh,
and they were like, "Oh, this guy works for Tyrell."
I
so
completely forgot that that's the whole reason that he was in the movie.
I don't blame you. I quite like that character because it's like, oh, why aren't you off-world? Oh, it's because I age faster than everyone. I look like I'm 40, but I'm only really like 20-something.
Yeah.
It's like, that was another thing that I think's really weird. Like, they keep talking about like off-world, and essentially Earth is at
Yeah.
the point where everybody just wants to leave and go to another planet.
Yeah, like, it's all fucked up. And
Yeah.
it's like...
The only people left are the Asians and the main characters.
Yeah, I was really... Like, they don't really go into depth about, like, why, like, so many Asians are everywhere.
Well, Was it Los Angeles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
LA is the setting.
Yeah, LA is supposed to be like really diverse.
Yeah. So,
But diversity doesn't mean all Asian.
yeah, it's just like it's this weird like okay, let's mix Asian and American stuff. So it's like
I don't think there's a black person in the film.
Niggers.
I don't think there's one black person in the movie. It's, all the main pretty much every single main actor in the film is white, and just all the people in the background are just Asian.
yeah.
Maybe he was in Chinatown, but it didn't really. Oh no! There was that one great scene where he's in his car, and then weird midgets just start attacking his car.
Yeah, and that scene is there for no reason.
Yeah.
And it just makes the film 5 minutes longer than it needs to be.
And it's confusing because it's like the only midgets we've seen are supposed to be toys
Yeah.
that this guy made.
Yeah, I kept thinking like, oh, are these the toys? Like going after Deckard?
No, but they're just random civilians.
Yeah, it's just random.
The only reason I
fucking
can think
street
that that's
munchkins.
in the film is that they wanted to show like, oh, this is a dodgy part of town, so we've got to have the extras come up and attack his car.
Yeah,
And they're
and
like, right, let's get the Chinese people on set. And they're like, shit, the Chinese people aren't in today. And it's like, oh, we got to do this shit right now. We've get the midgets are here. Get the midgets to do it.
I like also like that scene has like the police being like, sir, you're loitering. Please move your vehicle. And then he has to like authorize like, no, I'm a cop too. And
And it's like, let me get your registration number.
Yeah,
and
it's
he's like, oh, sorry.
yeah, and then he notices the midgets and he goes like, and he drives away.
You could have cut that whole scene.
Yeah,
from the
you
film.
could. It's like it's just world building,
But it's not good world building.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
confusing world building.
Yeah.
Where are these midgets? We've never seen them before.
Are we
the
going to
midgets in a
explain the
gang?
midgets? Yeah, is there a
Why
gang?
do we need to have a whole scene where Deckard gets his registration checked?
There's
That's
roaming
pointless as
gangs of
fuck.
midgets getting registrations checked.
That would have been more interesting. We need to see your identification. We need to validate that you are indeed a midget.
Excuse me, sir, do you have your midget license? We can't be sure that you're not a man on his knees.
You're
with
not
some
legally
shoes.
allowed to be a midget around here.
Yeah. I'm sorry, sir. You're 3'2". You're
Seems you don't qualify as a midget.
2 inches over the limit.
I'm afraid I'm taking you in.
We don't like your kind around here, dwarf. It's midget country.
I wonder if there's any famous midgets there. Like Peter Dinklage or
You think?
my favorite one, Warwick Davis.
I
He's
love
great.
Warwick Davis.
He's amazing. He's a great person.
Have I told the story about me and Warwick Davis at
You met
Comic Con?
No, you haven't.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just forget about it. Anyway,
It was the year 2014, Manchester MCM Comic Con. The scene.
Don't tell it like that. You're gonna make it take as long as fucking Blade Runner did.
Okay, I was at Manchester MCM Comic Con. I was there with some friends. One of my friends wanted to meet Warwick Davis, so but they didn't want to wait alone, so I queued up with them. Got to the front of the queue. They took a picture with Warwick. Warwick looked very uncomfortable while taking a picture with him. So later on in the day, I was just wandering around the convention floor, and there was like a security team like wandering through, kind of like bumping people out of the way. I wound up accidentally getting pushed into the security team, and coincidentally bumping into Warwick Davis. And just kind of like casually chatting with him for like a minute.
Really? While the security were like guarding you around?
Yeah, so I was forced to like the back end of the convention center. I was just kind of like, well, this is actually quite easy to get around. Just kind of like said to Warwick, I was like, oh hey, I like Willow. I didn't know what to say to him because I was like, I don't know your shit that well, man. I know.
What? I've seen like most of Warwick Davis's movies. He's great in Willow. He's obviously great as the Ewok, and then he plays some roles in the prequels as well. You've not seen any of the fucking Leprechaun movies? They're all amazing.
Well, yeah, I've seen Leprechaun.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too much of like, oh yeah.
You're great in Leprechaun, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to his face.
No, you gotta be like, I love Leprechaun. It's not a good film, but you're great in it.
Yeah, and then eventually shook his hand, just like, hi, nice meeting you. He has bigger hands than I do.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Warwick Davis is one of those midgets where it's like his body is tiny, but all his appendages are huge. So he's
Yeah.
got a man-sized head on a child body. But then you get like the normal midgets where they're like, all of them is small and they've got these teeny little baby hands.
Yeah. But it's not as bad as life-sized midgets.
What are you talking about? Well, they just got giant heads.
I've told you about life-size. Yeah, exactly. They're fully sized people, but they look like midgets.
I have seen a couple of them in my
Yeah,
life.
they're freaking me out. Like, they got big heads, big hands, big feet, and they're just, what the fuck? You shouldn't be this big.
Shrink down.
Yeah. Like,
I like you.
oh, man, the freaks.
So that was a great ramble about midgets.
Those life-size midgets.
So yeah, Warwick Davis, good guy.
Yeah, nice guy. He, like, the fact that he didn't just go, security team, get this guy away from me.
Warwick Davis always seemed like a really nice guy to me. Like, I've seen interviews with him, I'm like, oh, you actually seem like a nice person.
Yeah. Nice little man.
A bogey hang.
Nice regular-sized man. No, that's not true. Nice man.
He's a short, regular-sized man.
He has the heart of a regular-sized person.
He probably does. Everything else in him is normal-sized.
I think his cock's like...
Yeah, I've always wondered, do midgets have giant cocks?
Warwick Davis, if you're out there, please send us your cock. Not pictures. Send the whole thing.
Post it to us. Back to Blade Runner. What did you think of Warwick Davis in Blade Runner?
I thought he was tall.
I thought he was the type of nigger that would call a black man cold fish.
He's the kind of nigger who used to call black men cold fish.
I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah, we're doing the whole thing.
Yeah, we're doing the bit. We gotta keep doing the bit. You gotta keep
I'm
it
sick
up.
of the bit. There's so many good jokes to be had.
Well, that's why they're all coming in the Blade Runner 2047, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, whatever.
Or as you call it, 2099.
Yeah.
Think of the fucking Marvel 2099 universe.
So,
Love interest. He raped her.
oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
And then Mark Davis showed up and watched. I don't know. What were we talking about?
No, the reason that the chemistry between them was terrible is because they both hated each other.
Yeah.
So their scenes together are really awkward, where they're supposed to be in love when it just seems like they want to like attack each other.
Oh no!
What'd you drop?
I caught it with my knees.
Oh, it's a can. Please don't spill everywhere.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not
It's my van.
You're not my father figure.
Have you forgotten the face of me, your father?
Have you forgotten this mountain between us?
Oh yeah. I don't know about that film. It's like an interesting concept.
No, it
It'll
looks
probably
bad.
be terrible. Yeah.
It's just lost in the mountains. Who cares? Who
Don't
cares?
find them. I don't
Yeah.
let them die. Who cares?
Oh, how does the movie end? Oh, either they die or they get found. Who cares? Fucking whatever. A black woman and a black man and a dumb woman get lost in the mountains. Big whoop. People die, get over it. People get lost in the mountains on uncharted flights all the time. You just don't know about it because the
yeah, it was a
uncharted flights.
documentary about them. That was great.
The Space Between Us 2, the prequel, The Mountain Between Us. Coming soon.
Is Space Between Us a film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out like last year.
Cold fish.
It's
We were going to talk about something, and then we started talking about Rachel and their chemistry. I think we're talking about Deckard and just him in general.
well, we're talking about the twist.
Slash
Divisive argument between the cast.
Ridley Scott and the
Yeah.
rest of the people that worked on the film.
Yeah.
So basically, in the final cut, Ridley Scott decided he was going to add a scene where Deckard hallucinates a unicorn, which is taken out of Legend for some reason.
Legend.
Yeah, it's a good film. I haven't seen it.
Then don't call it a good film. Stop
It
saying.
looks like a good film.
Stop saying. Oh, it's a good film. I haven't seen it, but it's a good film.
But yeah, he has a unicorn thing, and then Rachel says at one point, she's like, "Have you ever taken the test?" That's another thing I like about.
She's just smoking like.
Yeah. And then they just linger on her face for like 30 seconds while like dramatic music plays, like, oh,
Hey,
Record's a duplicate.
Record is a duplicate.
Duplicate's a better name.
Dad. I'd be a duplicate.
Yeah.
It's like it's a really fucked up replicant. Like, well, we made a person, but they've got like giant eyeballs that are too big for their skull.
Yeah, because that's the thing. They talk about how like they assembled them. Like one guy makes their eyeballs and one guy makes like the arms. And
Do
it's
they
like,
have reject piles
Yeah.
or like, oh well, fuck, we accidentally used this guy's parts for this guy.
Yeah.
So we'll just, I don't know, we won't bother taking them apart. We'll just like use the bits and make some kind of other Frankenstein.
Yeah. Because that would have made the movie so much more interesting if there was just these like weird Frankenstein people that just all the parts don't match. They just look like Warwick Davis. They got their tiny bodies and big arms.
That's not fair. He's a normal midget. He's not a freak.
That's true. He's not a freak. I love Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
Several bad puns later.
Okay, I've never seen Me, Myself, and Irene.
It's not good.
Good movie.
Jim Carrey sucks on a lady's tit in that movie because he's a psychopath.
What, in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy.
It's probably real Jim Carrey. Actually.
Jim Carrey doesn't exist.
The plot of that movie is Jim Carrey has like bipolar.
Yeah.
And so it's, yeah.
Isn't that interview with Jim Carrey where he talks about how he doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey never existed.
The concept of Jim Carrey exists.
Things start splitting at the seams and shit. It all starts tumbling down. He's a psycho now.
Yeah.
I think he's always been a psycho.
Yeah, just no one realized it.
Yeah, because they thought he was just trying to be funny, but
Yeah,
he was
like-
just insane.
Oh, that Jim Carrey. Oh, he's 90s funny.
And then it's 2000s, it's like,
Oh,
no,
he's still
just...
90s funny. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no, he's mentally insane funny.
Oh, he's mentally unwell funny. Which isn't funny at all. It's really sad.
Jim Carrey is gone. Actually never existed.
You ever seen The Number 23? Try to be serious in that film. Didn't work.
I thought it was a comedy. It stars Jim Carrey. What?
Yeah, I know. I think it's the only film he did where he tried to be serious in it. Didn't work.
Like Adam Sandler?
When did he try to be serious?
Ra-
When was Adam
Rain
Sandler
over-
not funny?
Rain Over Me?
I was going to
Wait,
say,
wait,
every
what?
Adam Sandler movie is funny. Back to Blade Runner. Let's stop going off tangent. I got to get up early tomorrow.
Okay, Blade Runner music. Wow. I can't remember the music.
No, that's Alien. It's like... I don't know Blade Runner music.
Yeah, I can't.
It's memorable music that you can't remember.
It's not true. I can't remember.
Well, that's true.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
So record is a duplicate, and
Rapid is a duplicate, and it retroactively ruins the entire film because
does.
he keeps having these boss fights with
Yeah,
the real replicants, and all of them kick his ass.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be. But the whole thing is like the same thing with like Rachel, where she is a replicant that doesn't have like the advantages because she's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, because she's designed to be like a perfect human rather than a replicant. Like,
Okay, fair enough.
Like she is. The way they talk about the Terrell, the crisp company, you know.
Yeah.
He keeps talking about her is like. He made her to be human, to perfectly blend in.
I made the perfect bag of salt and vinegar crisps.
Those fucking cider vinegar.
They are
and
good, actually,
Those
yeah.
are amazing.
They are good.
They hurt to eat after
Yeah.
a while, but they're worth it.
And then, are Tyrells the ones that are like really hard and crunchy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Ah, they're
I
good.
do enjoy them, yeah.
Tyrells, or
Yeah.
Tyrells,
What
whatever
do you
they're
think
called.
of the character Tyrell? He's only in 2 scenes, but I think
Tyrrell?
he's- Tyrrell, yeah. Turtle from Masters of Disguise.
I thought he was a nice, quirky guy.
Hmm.
If he was played by Dana Carvey, I'd have loved it.
Turtle.
Am I not turtling in the turtle club?
I do remember that film. We talked about it before, but I do remember that film. 'Cause I
That's-
remember they talk about her. She's got a small butt, and it just makes no sense.
32.
No, but it's like the first scene. The first, yeah.
Man, that movie's awful. I love it.
I want a little tiny wiener and some tiny nuts.
See, that movie is a piece of shit, but I can remember so much of it.
You enjoy that film more than you like Blade Runner.
Yeah, that's
sad.
true. Pistachio disguise. See,
So fucking
Pistachio, do the funny voices for the kids. Ah,
dumb.
yes.
Shrek, doesn't it?
Yeah. What are you doing, donkey? Why don't you get away from me?
Is that a bad impression of Shrek, or is that?
That's a bad impression of Pistachio disguise. He's doing a bad impression of Shrek.
I was gonna say, does he do a bad impression of Shrek?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
Well, because like the joke was Dana Carvey was like, "Hey, Mike, we're pals. We did Wayne's World."
Yeah, that's true. Wayne's World's good. It's
Yeah.
the only thing Dan Corby's ever
Hey,
done.
Wayne's World is a screening of that on my birthday,
Oh, we'll go see that on your birthday.
maybe.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm off on my birthday.
Oh.
I don't know. I was gonna make plans, and then I was like,
I'll go see Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. It's Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. Back to
Back to
not
Blade
real
Runner
life.
for the 500th time, for the 2049th time.
Play the music again.
That's getting real drunk right now.
Duplicants.
This is a wasted time.
This is a waste of time.
Yeah, this is a waste of time. We barely talked about Blade Runner.
Ha ha ha!
No, Tyrell.
Make a new opening where
No,
it says
fuck
waste
off.
of time.
Waste
instead.
of. No, I don't want to make another intro. I've made so many.
Make an intro where it's duplicates.
Duplicate time.
Play the intro, but half a second delayed after another playing of the intro. Then play racist time over that.
Okay, stop talking. You're drunk. No, Tyrell. He shows up in one scene at the beginning. He's like, "What do you think of Rachel? You want to fuck her, don't you?" And it's like,
that's
whatever.
true.
But then there's a bit at the end where like Roy's really trying to get to this guy, and you think he'd be like shocked. Oh no, Roy's here to kill me. But instead he's like, I remember you. I made you. And he like sits down with him and he's talking. And he's like, oh, give me more life. He's like, I can't once you're made. You know.
I mean, what am I gonna do? I made you that way
Yeah.
for what was it's to stop you going crazy.
But he says that line that I like, where it's like, a candle that's brighter, it burns quicker, or something like that.
I can't. Candle burns brighter, burns out quicker, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember it from Infamous 2, because they keep saying, like, half as bright, twice as long. Is that it?
Yeah. A candle that burns
Other way
twice
around.
as bright burns half as long.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like they've got a good relationship until Roy Batty crushes his eyes.
Yeah, he just squishes his head. It's like, okay.
But I think Tyrell's a really interesting character.
Yeah, like, he doesn't have enough play in there.
Yeah, you could have added a couple more scenes with him. But
I feel like instead of doing a sequel,
it's
they
a
could
bit-
do a prequel where it's just
yeah,
like,
I would have preferred a prequel. Honestly.
Well, how do you prefer it? You haven't seen the sequel yet.
Yeah, but the sequel, I don't know. The sequel just looks dumb.
Yeah, it just looks like, I don't know. Force Awakens.
It does look like
of
The Force
Blade Runner.
Awakens. It's like, I got Harrison Ford back. He's an old man.
He's probably just gonna wander around
Somebody's
and
probably
look at
Harrison
things.
Ford's kid.
I swear to God, if they have a scene where he's looking at CRTs and telling things to enhance, I'm gonna be pissed off.
That's the worst scene in the film.
Yeah.
Goes on forever. And that whole scene's stupid because it's like, he manages to go into a mirror
Yeah.
and then find a woman, and it's like, what the fuck? How? The woman, the picture didn't have that many pixels. How
Yeah,
did you enhance it?
But the picture is somehow also a 3D map of the room.
Which makes no sense. But it's the future, I guess.
Yeah.
By future, I mean 2 years from
Yeah.
now.
Well, in 2 years we'll have.
Can't wait to Photoshop enhance this to the point where we don't even have to click buttons. We just go zoom and enhance 219.
To be fair, if you have like an voice thing on your computer, you can just do that now.
Oh, can you?
We are in the Blade Runner timeline.
Oh my god, Blade Runner's real.
Duplicates are now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we do have advanced sex robots too.
What if one of us was a duplicate and one of us died in like a week?
Oh my god, like David Anderson? Get hit by a bus?
What? Oh yeah! Oh no, he's
Not
not.
by your own rambling?
He's not dead yet.
It's got until 2022 or something.
Yeah. Fuck.
Listen to our Jungle Bunch review.
Be
It's better
careful,
than
David
this.
Anderson.
Watch out, David Anderson.
Look both ways before you cross the street.
There's so much dumb shit we could talk about this. Like, there's that scene where Deckard goes to fucking find the woman with the snake, and he's like, he puts on a funny voice. He's like, hey, I come to check if there's any holes in your palm. He sounds like Adam Sandler.
Well, you never know what kind of perverts will be trying to get a look at a beautiful woman.
Yeah, everybody's looking for those holes, or you don't know how many holes. I want to find those holes inside you.
Any holes of gold.
But it's like, why do you put the voice on? She doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't know who he is, but like she's more suspicious of him because he's doing a
'cause he's got a
voice.
funny voice, yeah. And then she just kind of pushes him down,
Yeah,
and then runs away. She wears like a transparent raincoat, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Also, I like how all the umbrellas have lightsabers in them for some reason.
Yeah, they just got glow sticks. It's like
That's cool. You can see in the dark.
Yeah,
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I
Do
wish
those
now-
exist?
They will in 2019.
Oh shit! 2 years, then we can have glow stick umbrellas.
Yeah, lightsaber umbrellas.
glow
I'm
sticks.
looking forward to that.
They're not gonna be lightsabers.
Well, close enough. I could make one myself. I just put an umbrella on the top of my lightsaber.
That's true.
Yeah, might work. I don't know. Who cares?
Umbrella and lightsaber, $90.
No, but
Buy it now.
Yeah.
From Blade.
check on our Etsy for lightsaber umbrellas.
Our Etsy store, Blade Runner, is a movie. Etsy.
No, I think the whole Deckard is a replicant ruins the film. Because it's supposed to be about this human who's a bit of an alcoholic and an asshole. He rapes a girl, and then he learns humanity through the guy through the robot that he's trying to kill. But by making him a replicant, it makes no sense. Because it's stupid. Why would you make a robot to hunt down other robots?
Because it's a robot. It can kill robots better than a person.
But he can't because he gets his ass kicked by everyone. So if they're going to make this robot that's going to go out there and find other robots, why not make him as strong as those other robots?
Why wouldn't they give him a funny voice thing inside so he can do a funny voice better?
Yeah, why did they make him a bad actor? Oh, it's dumb. Blade Runner is a good movie I don't like.
I disagree, but you have your own opinion.
No, I honestly, I can see why people enjoy it. But it's too long and boring. I would never sit through it again.
Yeah, no, me either. I seen it once, and I'll hope to never see it again.
Yeah, twice is too much. I forgot if I liked it or not, and then I watched it again. I remembered, oh no, I don't like it.
I don't know, the whole time you were like, I don't want to go see it.
Yeah, no, because I knew it was long and boring, but I did remember things that I liked about it. Like, that whole ending scene with Roy on the rooftop is fucking incredible.
So would you say the experience of seeing it on the big screen was worth it?
Yes, actually. I watched it first time when I was stoned on my iPad.
That's like a pathetic way to watch a movie.
It is, yeah. But watching it in the theater was great. However, I got a cold. If you've noticed, I've been coughing a lot recently. There was a guy a couple seats next to us that was coughing the whole time. The next day I woke up, I was like, fucking Blade Runner audience clapping at the end.
Oh yeah, there was that asshole in the front row who clapped at the end. He clapped like twice, then heard no one else clapping.
No, he was like... And then he kind of slowly died down.
And then he actually looked behind him to be like, oh,
no
one else is clapping, I better go. He literally was like, oh no.
We said very loudly as well, we're like, I'm not fucking clapping for that piece of shit.
Remember the people who left? Like,
oh yeah, like, people left towards the end.
Like half an hour before it ended.
They never came back.
Yeah.
They must have been like, we've seen it, it's boring.
Oh yeah.
We'll sit through the boring parts and then leave towards the end when it's good.
Right when the only good part of the movie happens.
Yeah. It's kind of like Ghost in the Shell in that regard. Like the original anime where it's like really boring and then the end it's like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, it's over.
That's true, it does end.
Yeah.
There's robots.
Yeah. Oh, there's also...
See, those are robots.
Yeah.
Man, fuck Blade Runner. That's
another thing. The theatrical ending isn't like him finding a stupid fucking unicorn outside his house.
Aww.
It's him and the girl driving through the woods or whatever, and he's like looking at her and smiling when in reality he wants to kill her.
Wait, the woods exist?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You just see trees in the background and they're driving. But like Deckard has one final monologue where he's like, I don't know how long she'll live, but who really does? It's like, oh.
Oh, like who really does live? Like,
yeah.
That's true. Fucking the fuck was the name of the blonde-haired beautiful man?
Roy Batty?
Yeah.
Okay, virus protection. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You're gonna get AIDS.
Oh no, duplicant disease.
Do they get diseases?
No, that's the whole point of them.
Yeah. You think if you're gonna make humans, you'd make them perfect.
Yeah, that's why they made him perfect and blonde.
Yeah.
I feel like he wasn't ripped enough. Like, he was big,
yeah.
but it's kind of like, he didn't have a gut, but he had, like, his lower torso stick out more than his chest.
He is very attractive, though.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking man.
Yeah.
So I've never seen him in anything else. Not that I can think of. I think there's a movie where he plays, like, a blind ninja or something. Yeah, no, it sounds cool.
A blind ninja?
Yeah.
Does he chase people in the dark?
I think he does like a whole bunch of slapstick stuff where he's like, oops, I didn't see you. Oh, and like he's blind, but he's got like Daredevil powers.
Oh.
It seems like a cool film.
He sees a world on fire?
No, that's dumb.
Oh, fuck Daredevil.
Yeah, the Daredevil series is good, but that's dumb.
The Daredevil 2003 movie where he has the Sonic vision.
Oh, that movie's amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. The Sonic vision. He's in the nightclub and it's like, he knows where everything is.
Speaking of nightclub, the nightclub in this, Ridley Scott's weird version of a future like strip club is just people awkwardly flailing their arms around while wearing Jason Voorhees masks.
Yeah,
like weird hockey masks.
Well, you know, that's what Ridley Scott's into.
That's true.
The man made
Ridley
Alien.
Scott's a weird fucking person.
Yeah.
He's a terrible director as well.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen a Ridley Scott movie that I love. I like Legend, but what?
Gladiator's good.
I haven't watched it in a long enough time. Like
I saw it years ago. I remember it being it's my dad's favorite movie.
I saw it when I was 14.
Oh, okay.
So like 10 years ago was the last time I saw Gladiator.
Alien's good. You like Alien?
It's okay. I said
Prometheus is good.
Oh, that's right. I like Prometheus.
Yeah. Prometheus is a mess though. But that's not Ridley Scott.
Prometheus is a mess because of Covenant. not because of Prometheus.
Prometheus was a mess by itself because of the writing. Had Ridley Scott said, this script is a mess, I want a new writer to come and fix this, then the movie would have been really good.
Instead,
but
he
as it
said,
stands, it's a mess.
this movie is
directed
perfect, nothing is wrong here. Goop. Yes.
Goop.
The goop has
The
to
black
stay.
goop, yeah.
Everybody, have you seen this goop? This idea, there's goop. What does the goop do, Ridley? It's goop. It explains everything.
It does stuff.
It explains everything.
It explains the entire alien universe.
Where do the aliens come from, Ridley?
The black goop.
But how come there's an alien on that wall?
But the black goop.
The goop is in dust form now. I'm high on cocaine and I'm making alien movies. Fox, you want to pay me again? Okay. I'll do it.
I'll make David 2.
I can't wait for David 3.
How do they die? They slip on blood. I don't fucking care. Am I on coke?
I'm like 80 years old.
Why do they keep letting me make movies?
Ridley
I'm
Scott.
constantly drunk. Yeah, Ridley Scott's a bitch.
Yeah.
Blade Runner sucks. Fuck Ridley Scott. Good concept. Good ideas in there. Some good scenes. Blah, overall. Dick Record. What's his name?
Declicant.
Yeah, Deplicant. It's considered like one of Harrison Ford's like most iconic roles, which it fucking isn't. He just kind of mumbles stuff
Niggers.
and he zoom enhance.
Zoom.
And then he talks about like cold fish and niggers in the theatrical version, which is great.
Cold fish.
Why didn't they show the theatrical version in the theater?
Well, they did.
Why did they show the final cut?
Well, because that's the Scott that Ridley Cut likes. What did I
Ridley-
say? What did I say?
That's the cut that Ridley Cut likes.
I said that's the Scott that Ridley Cut likes.
Yeah. That's the cunt that Ridley's cunt likes. Cut.
I mean, David.
Aye, David. David
It's
loves
his prized
his own,
cunt.
David loves his own cunt.
Yeah. He probably does. He probably has one.
If I was Michael Fassbender, I'd kiss myself.
On the lips, yeah. I
Yeah.
would too. He's an attractive looking man. Not as good as Rutger Hauer, though.
That's true. He's not.
Yeah, no. People say that this is one of Harrison Ford's most like iconic roles, which it fucking isn't. It's like Harrison Ford, Han Solo, good charismatic scoundrel. Indiana Jones, charismatic scoundrel.
Deckard.
Dick Record, boring. Rapes a woman. I'll see why people like this movie.
Yeah.
I'm hating it more and more the more we talk about it.
Very good. You're on my side now.
Yeah. So, closing statements, Dan. What do you think of Blade Runner?
It's one of those critically acclaimed films that many people have been inspired by the aesthetic of, but not the story or
because
the.
you said our teacher. We were talking about our teacher. You said that he specifically liked the opening shot.
Yeah, like he kept showing us like the establishing shots and stuff to be like, look at these shots.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're okay, but there's no context for me.
The establishing shots they're a mess because it's like they're beautiful and they're really well handled and the cinematography's great on
But
it.
they're long and slow.
Yeah, and they're just service of a long and boring movie. The best parts of the film is it goes to you're falling asleep and then it goes to establishing shot and you're like, oh, this is really beautiful. Oh, the whole scene's going to take place indoors.
Yeah.
He's just going to sit on Photoshop.
Yeah, and I have no idea like the scale of the
Yeah.
world because he just shows like close-ups of some buildings.
Uh-huh.
But then it's like, oh, this building's like 1,000,000 feet.
Yeah,
in the
you show
air.
this giant pyramid, but you
you
only
show-
see one room inside of it.
Yeah, but then it turns out the cityscape below it is like 5-story buildings, and
Yeah.
this is like fucking
fucking
1,000
enormous,
levels. It's like, but you only like,
Yeah. It's like, it's not an action movie.
well, it's a
It's a
like,
film noir, but does it really need... Do you need to spend millions of dollars on these establishing shots?
no.
Maybe that's why the movie's so boring. They wanted to do more with it, but oh shit, we've already spent all the money on these miniatures. I will just have Dick Record sit on Photoshop for 10 minutes.
Zoom, enhance.
Move in. Stop.
Dan, do you recommend Blade Runner?
Pull out track right.
Ethan,
Stop.
don't recommend Blade Runner to me.
I didn't. I told you it was boring.
I want you to not recommend Blade Runner to me.
What do you mean? I'm not going to recommend it to you. You already don't like it.
I'm gonna.
Gonna recommend it to all the people that listen to our podcasts.
I was trying
Listen to us spoil the whole thing.
I was trying to think of a bit of Deckard telling Rachel.
Oh,
what
you
to
want
do.
me to say? Oh, okay. Don't. Oh, okay. You want me to give consent, not to recommend the movie to you?
Tell me you
doesn't
don't.
make any sense.
Tell me you don't recommend Blade Runner.
That's stupid, and it doesn't make any sense.
Tell me.
Almost like Blade Runner 2049.
We haven't seen that yet.
We're about to, or we've already seen it. Who cares?
No, we're seeing it next week.
Oh, okay.
Next week the movie is out. We can't see it now. What do you think this is? The year 2049? Or the year 2019?
You think in the year 2049 they'll make like a Blade Runner like
Remake?
2099? It would be 2099
A movie set in the year 2019.
with an old Ryan Gosling.
Old Ryan Gosling. More like gold Brian.
Blessed.
Yeah,
I like Brian Blessed.
yeah. I really think he's going to die.
Hopefully not soon.
I think the clock's ticking on Brian Blessed.
Yeah, he would probably die of like high cholesterol or something.
Yeah.
Like, have a heart attack. Yeah, but then would you recommend Blade Runner overall? If somebody says, "Hey, I was thinking of watching Blade Runner," would you say, "Yeah"?
Hey, if you're one of those people who likes a nice sets, nice environments, I mean, it's good to look at.
Yeah.
It's the kind of movie where I'd say, get an art book of the movie. Don't watch the movie.
Watch the behind the scenes of how they made all the miniatures. It's interesting.
Yeah, don't fucking bother with the movie. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I would say something similar. I would say look up a compilation of all the establishing shots. They're all great. I would say look up a compilation of all the scenes with Roy Batty in them because he's amazing.
Yeah, I'd recommend those.
I would also say, check out a book of all the pictures in it. And maybe read Albino Sheep Dream of Cold Fish Niggers. I can't remember the name of albino. Do albino sheep drink of niggers? Do android albino? Do android sheep dream of electric niggers? That's it.
Do they?
Who knows? You got to read the book to find out. Where are you going? You got your hand on the door handle? Okay, bye.
Let's
You going for a pee?
let's pee.
Or a pee? During the podcast?
We don't have to pee together, but
No, leave the door open. What are you doing? Leave the door open. So we can podcast.
oh, we're still podcasting. Do I pee on the door?
Yeah, we haven't done yet. I've got one more thing to ask you.
Okay. Well, I mean, just right on the driveway, not all.
Are you peeing in my van?
I can if you'd like.
No, please don't.
Okay. What if I just whip my dick around and like slap some of it on the van?
I whip my dick back and forth. I whip my dick back and forth.
Oh jeez, I'm still peeing. Oh no.
You're peeing so close to my van. I don't like it. You're probably spraying on the door.
What?
I don't want to see your penis.
What's wrong with my penis?
I've seen your penis now.
Oh no, that's gay. Gay for you.
You showed it to me, you faggot. Stop peeing.
Look at my penis.
No.
Look at it.
Look at this penis that I just found. When I say go, get ready to throw.
When I say go, get ready to flow.
Oh, yeah,
Ah.
pee flow. Put your penis away. I'm sick of looking at it.
Take my penis.
It's on your
My goblet.
goblet. Skull goblet.
Yeah.
So we'll end this by saying, Daniel, what would you recommend Blade Runner out of 12? Because that's our new rating system. On the hands of a clock. What time is Blade Runner? That's what we should say. What time is Blade Runner?
I always saw it at 7:30.
Yeah, something like that.
Is that time?
That's a high score. 7.5
No, that's when
out
we.
of 12.
That's when we saw the movie.
Oh, okay.
not-
So what would you rate it out of 12?
I'd probably give it like out of 12. I could give it a 7:30 actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's like I'd say it's a better than average movie.
Yeah. It's just
It's
so
not
you're,
my- it's
you're
not
making
my
the same
thing.
thing where it's like it's a good film that we just don't like.
Yeah, it's not my taste, but I can appreciate the production values. I can appreciate Ridley Scott getting high and just wanting a bunch of hookers around.
Yeah, just dance there. Put on a hockey mask and dance there.
Yeah.
Put Big Snake on your back. Let me see your tits. Oh, great.
You know, directors, they have their kinks. James Cameron likes being at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that's true.
Ridley Scott likes...
Tarantino likes fucking feet.
Yeah, he loves toes.
I know. It's the worst part of watching his films, and you're like, oh, here's the foot scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you know that the whole bit at the end where Rutger Hauer's like, and now it's like tears and rain.
That thing that you've already said is
Yeah.
like improv like 3 times in this
Yeah,
recording.
but apparently, no, it wasn't improv. Rutger Hauer wrote it down. He's like, oh, I want to say this at the end. It was based on the original script, which was more sci-fi bullshit. And he's like, oh, it's more poetic. And he gave it to Ridley Scott, and Ridley Scott was like, fuck you, no. This movie will go how I want it to go. And he was completely, did not want that line in the film until Rutger Hauer decided he was just going to say it anyway. And he was like, oh, actually, it's good. And it's like, yeah, Ridley Scott's hack fraud. I hate
Yeah.
him. It's like, did you hear did you watch the Red Letter Media review of Blade Runner where they
Well, no.
give the weird speech that he says where he goes on about fucking Beavis and Butthead and shit?
No, because I didn't want spoilers for Blade Runner.
Okay, we're done with the bit.
Because I knew I was going to watch Blade Runner. So
We're done with the bit.
What bit? There is no bit. What bit?
He goes on about how like the movie will be made his way because he's in charge and he loves Beavis and Butthead, so that's the way things are gonna be.
I mean, I'll watch it when I get home. Now
Shut
that I've
the
seen
fuck
the movie. Now that I've seen the movie, I'll go home and see that.
Yeah, I would actually give the movie a lower score than you.
Oh my god!
I would say it's a 6 out of 12 because I liked approximately half of it and then hated the other half. Yeah. Take that with a grain of salt. We're idiots.
6.
We hate everything that comes out anyway.
So you're saying it is the pure average movie? If it's a 6, that's exactly the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd maybe say 7.
That's why I went for a 7:30.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I feel like a 10 is where it hits. That's my good range.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, maybe an 8. Maybe 7:30, yeah. Yeah,
7:30.
yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah, it's slightly above average, but there's a lot of bullshit in there that people seem to overlook
Yeah.
or just not think about.
I can appreciate the movie, but I don't enjoy it.
Oh, something I've not really mentioned, the themes of the movie are great.
There's robots.
Yeah.
But they're not robots.
But they're people.
Duplicants.
Yeah, but should they have real life? It's all good stuff, but not handled the best. Whatever. I wonder what Blade Runner 2049 will be like. Will it be better?
There's only one way to find out. Tune in next week, kids.
Let's go and see Blade Runner 2049.
Okay, let's go.
One eternity later.
Oh, it's next week.
It fucking sucks.
Let's go back to the car because it's next week.
So, Dan, what do you think of Blade Runner 2049?
The movie's awful.
It's one of the worst movies I've seen all year.
It was longer and more boring than Blade Runner.
Tune in next week or several
right
hours
now.
from now. No, because we're going to stop.
Oh,
And then
well, tune in right now.
tune in several hours after I upload this.
Oh no!
Things start living at the seams now. Everything's tumbling down.
Jim Carrey is gone. Actually never existed.